When you stop blaming people for how they broke you, you finally start seeing what they were sent to teach you. Because every heartbreak, every disappointment, every silence that confused you wasn't punishment, it was reflection. They weren't destroying you, love. They were revealing you. I used to think relationships broke me. Now I know they showed me where I was already cracked. And that's what we're talking about tonight. The arts of emotional accountability. How to stop repeating the same pain through different people and start healing through reflection, self-trust, and grace. Hi, love. I'm Kay Ali Cole, and this space is for women learning to love and lead from power, not panic. This is where women return to their truth and learn the strategy of peace, power, and purpose. The 3 Ps. And I see a lot of you queens watching but not subscribing yet. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Oh, wait. You give me your time and I'll give you my best. That's our promise, right? So here's the thing. Let's jump in. You can't master relationships until you master reflection, right? And you can't master reflection until you master accountability. I hate hearing that word, accountability. Now, when I talk about emotional accountability, I don't mean blame. I mean bravery. The kind that looks at your own patterns with honesty instead of shame. The kind that says, I love myself enough to see where I went wrong, and I'm not afraid to grow from it. There is a season when I wanted everyone else to do the work. If he just communicated better, I'd be fine. If she would just stop gossiping, I could finally have peace. If my family understood me more, I'd feel free. But even if everyone else got it right, my peace still depended on me. Because peace that depends on other people is still borrowed. And anything borrowed can be taken back. So I stopped trying to make everyone evolve on my timeline and started asking a harder question. What is God trying to refine in me through this moment? That's emotional accountability. It's the willingness to ask, what am I meant to learn here? Instead of, why are they doing this to me, right? I remember one night I was venting to a friend. I said, why do I always end up in the same dynamic? Why do I always attract men who emotionally withdraw? And she said something that stopped me in my tracks. She said, Kay, maybe they're not withdrawing. Maybe you're overextending. I'm like, who, me? I just sat there. You ever had a silence where truth just humbles you? She was right. I wasn't being abandoned by them. I was abandoning myself, all in the name of connection. That's what accountability shows you. The difference between what was done to you and what you keep doing to yourself. It's not comfortable, it's humbling, but it's holy. That's where self-trust begins and where it rebuilds. In the peace between awareness and change. We talk a lot about red flags, but accountability teaches you to see your own. The places where you tolerate inconsistency because you fear loss. The moments where you say yes, but your body really whispers, hell no. The times you overstay in confusion because leaving would mean trusting yourself. That's the art. It's not about perfection. It's about permission. Permission to say, I participated in that pattern, but I'm not staying in it. When you stop defending your triggers, you start decoding them. And that's empowering. When you stop running from reflection, you start recovering your power. Peace isn't proven by being unbothered. It's proven by being honest with yourself. by saying, this is where I was scared. This is where I reacted from pain. And that's okay. Real accountability isn't self-criticism, it's self-clarity. Inviting your small move this week, let's do this. Every time you feel tempted to blame someone, pause and ask, what emotion am I trying to avoid right now? It might be disappointment, it might be fear, it might be shame. Whatever it is, name it. Because when you name it, you take away its power to silently run your decisions. I remember journaling one night, and God whispered something I'll never forget. He said, you keep asking me to protect your heart, but you won't protect your patterns. A little confused, but it hit deep when I finally understood. Because he was protecting me, I was just undoing it with my own behavior. Accountability is what is a mirror. It's a mirror moment where you say, I can't keep praying for peace while participating in what disturbs it. And love, that kind of honesty, it's not weakness, it's strength. It's a kind of maturity that makes your spirit untouchable. Let's take a breath. Inhale awareness and exhale avoidance. Let your body know you're safe to tell yourself the truth. Accountability isn't about reliving shame. It's about rewriting stories. It's saying, I can acknowledge what happened without making it my identity. Sometimes we confuse reaction with expression. We call it speaking our truth, but really we're just releasing pain. True accountability helps you ask, am I expressing wisdom or am I venting from a wound? Because when you start speaking from healing instead of hurt, your words start building peace instead of burning bridges. That shift, that's growth in motion. I had to stop explaining my boundaries like they were apologies. I'm not mad at you, I'm just tired, but I love you and I'm choosing peace right now. That's emotional accountability. Sounds like compassionate, clear, kind. If this message is speaking to you, love, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're building a community of women who heal deeply, love wisely, and live peacefully. You being here, it means you're already doing the work. And I appreciate you for being here with me. Let's talk about guilt versus accountability. Guilt says, I'm bad because I made a mistake. Accountability says, I made a mistake, but I'm still worthy of love and growth. Guilt locks you in regret, locks you down. But accountability moves you towards redemption. There's something powerful about holding yourself accountable without abandoning yourself in the process. Because when you stop weaponizing your mistakes against yourself, healing becomes possible. Every healed woman has a version of herself she had to forgive. And that forgiveness, it doesn't erase accountability, it completes it. That's the secret of real maturity. You can tell your story without turning anyone into the villain, including you. I remember praying, God help me heal. And he did. He really did. But healing didn't come through comfort. It came through mirrors. God said, you say you want truth, but you hide from responsibility. That didn't shame me, it freed me. Because accountability is God's favorite classroom. When you avoid accountability, you delay your evolution and elevation. When you embrace it, you activate it. Your large move this week. Choose one relationship, past or present, that still feels heavy. Instead of replaying what they did, ask, what did this experience teach me about me? Maybe it taught you you were too forgiving without boundaries. Maybe it taught you to stop ignoring your intuition. Maybe it taught you their inconsistency was never proof of your unworthiness. Write it down. That's how resentment turns into revelation. Place your hand on your heart and say softly, I take responsibility for what I allowed, and I release myself from what I didn't deserve. That's not denial, that's deliverance. You can't be both the victim and the victor of your story at the same time. Choose victory, choose peace, choose awareness. And love, accountability isn't about reliving what broke you. It's about relearning how to love you. When you treat accountability as a spiritual practice, everything changes. You stop chasing validation. You start choosing alignment. You start embodying it. You stop proving. And that kind of integrity, it's magnetic. Before you go, make sure you subscribe. Again, we're building a community of queens who heal loudly but love quietly. Drop a comment and tell me what's one truth that you're holding yourself accountable for this week. Stay calm, stay clear, stay crowned. Because peace is power and you wear it well. Stay blessed. And next up, we're going to dive into healing without becoming hard. How to protect your heart without closing it. You don't want to miss it. Be blessed, Queen.